This video is primarily about some mechanics related to the saxophone and a little bit of repair related to those mechanics. I first want to start with the G sharp key. Find on your saxophone your left hand pinky and notice what pad opens up, what key opens up down here. Also notice that even when you have that pressed down with your pinky, any of these right hand pads will push that pad right back down with this little bar. So there's a very important distinction between the pinky forcing the pad up and the pinky allowing the pad up, and these others push it back down. That's called an articulated G sharp key. No other woodwind has an articulated G sharp, so that's good news and bad news. Whenever a flute or clarinet uses their left hand pinky, it forces a pad open, and nothing else can close it other than taking the pinky back off. The good news and bad news includes, as it says on the screen here, that could stick. It's usually down if there's some stuff on the pad, and this only allows it to come up. Well, what if there's some stickiness on the pad and it's just going to stay down? So that's one of two pads that can easily stick. The other one is the low C sharp key, which we may or may not have learned yet in saxophone class, but that's another one that just because we press the key doesn't mean that the pad has been forced up. Also, the good news is we can leave it down when we go from F sharp to G sharp. A flute or clarinet would need to go and always be moving that G sharp finger. Well, we can leave it down all the time because that bar pushes it back down. So we can do it F sharp to G sharp trill. One more piece of bad news is related to the other fingers on our left hand. Those other fingers, low B flat, low B, low C sharp, notice that they also allow the G sharp key to open. So what if that bar that closes the G sharp key doesn't push it down all the way? Then when we play a low B flat, that G sharp comes up just the tiniest little bit and the low B flat won't speak, or low B or low C sharp. So that is the first thing to check. If a student sounds fine down to low B or low D or C, and then they just really struggle with a B flat or a B or C sharp, the first thing you check is, oh, that G sharp is probably opening, because those left hand pinky notes are allowing that G sharp to open. Which again is also some potentially good news. Let's say we want to play a D flat arpeggio. We can put our C sharp key down the whole time, play C sharp, F, or E sharp, G sharp. And we can just leave that pinky there. So there is good news and bad news about the articulated G sharp. The one thing you need to remember from this video to prove to me that you've watched it is I want you to play the first 5 notes, do to sol, in the key of E, with your G sharp on from the beginning, and it always works with the ring finger. So it's on through G sharp.